Boo. This is the last video. Please cut me some slack. This is the last one. Hi, my name is Gabriel Lozano. This is from my media studies project, or my creative critical reflection. And today I will be talking about all of the software, hardware, and any applications I use throughout this project. Okay, first things first, software. Well, one of the main things that I used throughout this project was WordPress. Oh boy, what a website. So we had to create blogs, as this project entailed, talking about our experience and our thought process and basically everything that went through our minds throughout this media studies class. And as this video will also go up as a blog, it was a challenge. The website itself was a constant issue for a lot of people. I personally didn't really have that much trouble with it on the technical side of getting it to work, trying to use it, set up my blog correctly, but I did have an issue creative wise. It took me some time to think of topics and how I want to format my blogs, because I'm not that really good at any of that. And halfway through the year, WordPress was blocked onto the school website and the school Wi-Fi. Yeah. Anyways, that aside, another software that I ended up using was DaVinci Resolve, because as this project entailed, I was the main editor of our film, and one of the things I had to get pretty familiar with was DaVinci Resolve. Our professor recommended that we use any editing software, and he recommended Adobe Rush or iMovie. Mac users could use, but I personally have my own personal experience with DaVinci Resolve, as I've mentioned in a previous video, so I'm not really going to go too in depth with that. But I like DaVinci Resolve. It's as simple. A lot of people use Premiere Pro, but that is something that costs money, and I do not have that. So that aside, I talked enough about my love for editing. I wanted to talk about ways that we actually communicated throughout, because WordPress and DaVinci Resolve were not the only applications I used. We use WhatsApp via communication. We used emails to send each other videos, and what we ended up using as a permanent solution was we used Google Drive to upload any files, any videos, or any photos that we had throughout our shoots and anything required. And that came in a lot of help. And a side application that I ended up using for the music used throughout our film opening was Audacity. It's a program that allows you to capture your computer's audio, and I used that to capture the music that we used instead of having to download a whole file. So Audacity was definitely a very useful software that I used throughout this project. When it comes to hardware, we didn't really use all too much. I think the main important ones were us learning how to use the tripod, the camera, which was primarily used on phone, and most of the other pieces of hardware that we didn't end up using. We were going to use a microphone, but that didn't work out. It didn't have the right cable, so we never actually got to use a microphone. We only had the microphone that came with the phone, and we did have to do a bit of lighting. We had a small light fixture that one of our group members would hold up in the sky to get the right lighting throughout the film. So that's pretty much it for hardware. We didn't really have that much of an impact when it came to us thing. Any websites or anything we used online. The only thing that any form of application that I would say that we used to online was YouTube. YouTube is where we actually uploaded any rough drafts, and our final draft we ended up uploading, and that was the way that we could disperse it out into the world and get it to our professor, and also the way that Cambridge wants to receive it. And that's about it for what we did online. There wasn't really anything else. I guess WordPress would count as a way of posting things online, and that was the way that we got our blogs out there. So yeah, that's about it. Anyways, that is it. I hope you have enjoyed me try not to stutter for 5 minutes for every episode. But that is all for now and for a while. This was my creative critical reflection, part 4. And that's it. Kindly get out.